Now, in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you 2 reasons why, if you're an African living in the diaspora and you wish you will move back to Africa one day to enjoy your life, to live your dream life, you need to start planning your retirement, or you need to start planning your exit now, not tomorrow, not next week, and not next month. You need to start planning about it now. Now, let's look at this situation. The first reason is the system in these overseas countries was not designed to favor you as an African. Why do I say that? Just look at the kind of life that we live here as Africans. It's all about work, 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 and pay bills. You wake up in the morning very early, around 4:30 or latest 5 o'clock, you are awake. You have to set your alarm to wake you up. You need to get to the kitchen, make some breakfast, make some lunch, package them, put them in your bag, and head off to the bus station or the bus stop. You take about 1, 2, or 3 buses, depending on where you work, to get to work. At about 6 o'clock or later 7 o'clock, you start working, and you'll be working for the next 13 hours or 14 hours. People do quite a long number of hours during their work time, simply because they want to amass a huge sum of money, £100,000, 200,000 pounds, to build a 6-bedroom mansion back home, or to purchase a mortgage. That is usually the plan. Now, ask yourself, what is the retirement age in this country? Recently, they've just increased it to 67 in the UK. I'm not quite sure what the retirement age will be in Canada and America, but it's going to be quite similar. Ask yourself, are you going to be able to live this kind of life till you're 67 years old before you retire? You know the answer. Don't tell me. You know it yourself. It's going to be very hard for you to be living this kind of life. Wake up early in the morning, go through a 13-hour work shift, and you repeat it every single day for about 5 days or 6 days, depending on how many days and how many hours that you want to work and how much money that you want to make. Some people work like 6 days out of the week. Other people work like 7 days out of the week. Ask yourself, do you have a future? Are you going to be able to retire early with this kind of life? Because all you do is to get the money, and the money goes out to bills, your council tax, your income tax, your pension, your electric, your gas, money to look after your partner, money to look after your kids, money to buy fuel, money to look at your phone bills, and money to send back home. And that's the routine that we find ourselves in the diaspora as Africans, and it never ends. So if you do not start planning your retirement now, you're going to be living this kind of life. You're going to find yourself in this kind of cycle till you are 67 years old. And all that you will have to your name is a mortgage that you've been working so hard for the past 30 years to acquire. And this kind of mortgage just serves as your residence for you, and it doesn't bring any income to you at the end of the month. And also, you realize that another thing that you've got to your name is your 6-bedroom mansion that you've built back home in Ghana or in Nigeria that your family members are living in, or that you yourself only get to enjoy for just 2 weeks out of the whole year when you go down for holidays, and it doesn't bring any income or earnings to you at the end of the year. In that situation, it becomes very difficult for you to decide where you want to stay. Do you want to stay in the UK, America, or Canada, or you want to go back home? And it becomes quite impossible simply because you did not set yourself up for success in both countries. Because when you go back home, you don't have any business or any job or anything doing that's going to give you money to survive. And when you stay here as well, you just need to keep on hustling, waking up early in the morning, go to work, and the cycle keeps repeating. So if you want early retirement, if you want your freedom, this is the time to start planning it now, not tomorrow. Number 2 reason why you need to start planning your retirement early, or you need to start getting your exit plan as an African living in the diaspora, is to think about your health. Look at the kind of life you are living. Compare our bodies as humans or as Africans to that of a machine. Just remember, we said people work for quite a long number of hours, like 10 hours, 12 hours, people work like 16 hours, and at the end of the day, they sleep for just 4 hours. And they've been doing this for the past 10 years. They've been doing this for the past 8 years, getting just 4 hours of sleep or 4 hours of rest every night. Just remember, just like you keep using a car, or just like you keep using a machine continuously for a very long time, it gets to a time where certain parts of the car or certain parts of the machine start to get weakened or damaged over time. That would need repairs, and it gets to a time where it becomes damaged beyond repairs. And that is a similar phenomenon or situation that can happen to our bodies as human when we subject ourselves to too much or excessive work without enough rest. Just ask yourself, with the kind of life that you are living, just work 6 days in the week, about 50 hours every week, without taking enough rest, without taking the time to eat properly cooked meals. Just ask yourself, by the time you get to the retirement age that the government has set in the UK, like 67 years, what would have happened to you? Some people, or quite a lot of people, will not even live up to that 67-year age mark. And if you are lucky to survive, working so hard for the past 30 years to get to that 67 years of age, what is going to happen to you? Ill health, sicknesses, hypertension, lung cancer from smoking, you get digestive issues from improper eating, and so many other conditions which wouldn't be good for your health, like heart failure and all the others, because you've subjected your body to too much stress over the past few years, and that will not be good for your health. So that is the second reason why you need to start planning your retirement early. Now, as an African living in the diaspora, if you have plans of returning back home to live your life. So the purpose of this channel is to form a community of Africans living in the diaspora, whether you are living in the UK like myself, whether you are living in America, Canada, Germany, Belgium, Amsterdam, wherever you are. The idea is to come together as Africans, form a community, put ideas together, share knowledge, put expertise together, put our skills together, move back home and establish projects, become entrepreneurs, buy lands, set up foundations, do some profitable things that will set us up for the future. So I'm marking this video down. Let's come together as a community of Africans living in the diaspora so that we share ideas, and within the next 3 years, within the next 4 years, we should see ourselves very successful. We should be back home in Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, and wherever other African country that we find ourselves, not as cleaners, not as security workers, not as Amazon workers, not as taxi drivers or whatever, but as entrepreneurs, as project managers, as business owners, as big people in the society that are creating impact and imparting knowledge onto our friends and families back home from whatever that we've learned, from all the knowledge that we've acquired living in the US, in the UK, Canada, and every other part of the world. That way, that is the only sure way, that's the only bet that we can have, that we will have early retirement and will not slave our life just over mortgages and over 6-bedroom apartments that will not bring any real benefit to us. So let's come together and form a community, put ideas together, and make sure we win together. My name is Divine. Subscribe to this channel, and I'll be back with more updates. God bless you. Bye.